It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you. And Dr. Roto this week, the drill has been set. You know the site to go to. It's drroto.com. The visionaries are out. Trustin Trevor is out. There is everybody's articles out. We got Alicia's articles. We got Lou popping in. Yo, everybody is contributing. Get there right now. Read my IDP articles for your seasonal. But this is the Ultra Contrarian Show. Yeah. Yo, man, have a happy Halloween this thing. But if you need some candy money, I got some candy for you. We're going to do with that very contrarian lineup today. And I got to give myself unprops last week. Hey, I gave out a great lineup. It fit on both sides. And Cooper Cup for 2 for 29. Bro, you didn't get it. But hey, if you didn't check out the Bring the Pain show yet, you need to go listen to that podcast because that podcast has my Heat of the week, man. My Bacho pick of the week. Ow! Yeah, it's going to be it. But he's part of one of my lineups. You're going to have to figure out who that player is. I'll probably tell you. We'll get to it. You'll get to that player and many, many more with the Very Contrarian Lineup. But right now, let's get to the Ultra Contrarian plays of the week. Yeah. So we're going to start it off. Quarterback C.J. Stroud. Fresh off a bye. Straight up on fire every single week. Man, Stroud has been getting it done. The last couple weeks going into the bye were kind of like, mid-teens. You had a 14 and a 15. But I mean, those previous 3 weeks were all over 20 points. He's a little pricier. So on DK, he's 63. FanDuel has him at 74. So you're paying a little bit up. But that's because, Houston's at Carolina. This game is going to shoot out. This game, this is one of those games that's going to probably be 20-17. But if we could just get the right touchdowns in the right places, we'll be fine. But man, we're going to need a little more than 2017 to pay up for this quarterback in this price. But this game is going to shoot out, man. There's so many good players in it. The prices are perfect on the Houston side for everybody at every position. You'll see, right? So let's get to so running back, Miles Sanders. Why? Because nobody likes Miles Sanders, but I like him 4,900 on DraftKings. This is the healthiest he's been all season, which is good. And he's 6,300 on FanDuel. So that's a little pricier on FanDuel. You might be able to come off of that if you think not. Whatever you want to play with, that's on you. But I'm telling you right now, Miles Sanders is going to have a great, solid game, and there's not going to be a lot of people on him. But if he can break a long touchdown, and he can get over 100 yards and at least a few catches in a touchdown, just one touchdown. Heck, I'll take 2 touchdowns. Bro, he will smash out of that. But that 4,900, you only need 80 yards and a touchdown. That's cool, right? So let's go wide receiver. Look, right now, Zay Jones is out. So that means Christian Kirk gets the targets distributed to him a lot more. Of course, there's Ingram in that game and Calvin Ridley in that game. Calvin Ridley coming off a really pumped game. So he really might be the actual sway, but Christian Kirk always gets that play. He always gets those targets, and that will let you at least stay competitive with your cash lineup. And Christian Kirk is 5,900, and then he's 7,000 on FanDuel. So 5,900 on DraftKings, of course. That's a perfect price. That's that nice under mid-level receiver. And man, when you get to see some of these lineups, man, you go see it. Tight end, Dalton Schultz. He has been in the mid-teens, putting it together with C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud has been finding him. So that right there is consistent points for you. He's a lot pricier than I really want. Like, you could really bump down to Logan Thomas if you really want to. You'll save like $400. I think Logan Thomas is 3,500 on DraftKings. But at the same time, you're going to get a good distribute, and it's practically going to be about the same. But if he keeps scoring, and that's Schultz, if he keeps scoring, it's a no-brainer that you're going to pay that money and get that volume and target. But even if he comes up short, you knew what you were paying for. But this game, there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game, man. And Houston's going to be on that side scoring some. So let's get it, right? Defense, the Cincinnati Bengals, Heat Override. What did you smoke? Because you just said the Cincinnati Bengals, the second cheapest defense on DraftKings, and on FanDuel, he's at 3,600. The Bengals are 3,600. So that's not bad. We played around with 3,600 defense last week. How did that turn out? Thanks, Ravens. Yeah, oh, they were 41. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. So, when you see 2,200, you're saying, why are the Bengals going to beat the 49ers? Well, the 49ers are still without Debo at the moment, and McCaffrey is going to run amok. But unlike the Vikings, who just punked San Francisco, the Cincinnati Bengals actually have a good defense. When Hendrickson and Hubbard start smashing that line, and yes, San Francisco has a great line, but Logan Wilson is out there roaming around. You have Dax Hill out there, and Brock Purdy has looked shook. He has been throwing interceptions in these games, and it is starting to show. So that means Dax Hill could be in a great position to get an interception as well, since he'll be roaming that middle of the field right there. And I'm not even going to be out to stray. The 49ers are going to have to worry about Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. All right. They are going to have some. I mean, I know they're at home. It's good they're at home and not in Cincinnati, because, man, they would just get smashed out. But I'm telling you right now, San Francisco is 2,200 on DraftKings for a defense that has scored in the previous, since last week, 12, 16, 5, 11, 6, 7. Look, you're not always going to get a touchdown. But if you play a consistent defense at that salary, and you save that salary, and you create these teams, then you wait till you see the FanDuel lineup. You are going to flip out when you see all the players left up with these two plays. I call this like a gadget lineup, the FanDuel one, because it's just the gadget lineup. It's literally it's the nuts. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, it's been a minute. So let's get to it. Let's get to the Very Contrarian Lineup. Yeah. Right? We got Stroud, Sanders, Etienne, Kirk, Thielen, Collins, Schultz, Kamara, Bengals. Oh, yeah. That's your DraftKings lineup. Your FanDuel lineup: Stroud, Sanders, Etienne, Kirk, Collins, Waddle, Pitts, Brees, Hall, the
Macho pick of the week.
And Bengals defense. This is the sick thing about this DraftKings line or FanDuel lineup, right? Brees Hall is 7,200. Waddle is 7,200, right? At this point. And so is Collins, right? So when you go down to the 7,000, you got Pittman, you got McLaurin. Who cares about Sutton? You got Devonta Smith. You have Ridley. You have Ridley there too. And you have Garrett Wilson and Jordan Addison is 7,300. Whatever way you want to play. You want to go down, you want to come off of Hall, and you want to go down to a little bit like, hey, you want to play with that Calvin Ridley? We'll play with that Calvin Ridley, because then you could definitely upgrade to Jordan Addison and George Pickens. Pickens is in play, and Metcalf's there at 75, but that's getting a little weird. Really, what I got this lineup to really work with was between Addison and Pickens. So you can really work that lineup if you want to. But I Waddle in there and Pitts in there, because Pitts is giving you a little savings, since on this site, Schultz is 5,800. So with that extra savings, you were able to upgrade those things. And if you want to go back to Schultz, you can come off of Pitts. But believe me, that's like practically giving you 5 wide receivers, because, ATN's getting it out the backfield. Sanders is getting out the backfield. Collins is getting his targets. Kirk, it's the stack. It's the Carolina-Houston game. Am I wrong? I guess we'll see next week if I have to bring the pain to myself. But until then, get to the site, get all the stuff, and get to the Discord, because the Discord is on fire every single week. We are lighting it up with IDP players. Ain't nothing better. Ain't no one better. I am literally on fire. My lineups this year, between my heats of the week, my heat of the week, my heat check of the week, that means just the one player I highlight on my IDP heats of the week, and my hard hits and cool picks, all 3 of those players. I am 24, 3, and 1 for the year. And every time I get a bet with any of those players, I play it. Why? Because I don't lose. Oh, yeah. May the tackles, may the points, may the slates be with you. Dig it? Yeah.